Welcome to selfdiscoverywisdom.com, formerly known as Self-Discovery Media. On these podcasts, you're going to hear people who speak from the heart. They've taken the journey in life. Many things have happened to them, but they've changed it to happening for them. And in their strength, their courage, they've discovered their abilities and their wisdom, and they are now sharing it here with you. Do enjoy each show. We bring it to you with love and knowing that it's going to help you on your journey of life. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sarah's View of Life, right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. I'm your host, Sarah Troy. Well, in response to yet another shooting, another assassination, is how do we heal beyond the hate? Violence feeds fear, but kindness plants peace. With the shooting of Charlie Kirk this week, along with other assassinations that have already scarred us this year, we have to ask ourselves, what path are we truly traveling? Our society has become steeped in hate, where violence is used as an excuse to silence or punish those we disagree with. In the film Civil War on Netflix, I highly recommend you watch it. It starkly illustrates how quickly America could unravel to such an escalation and how hate, even in its rhetoric, burns everything in its path. How does turning on one another help us heal the pain or address the weight of injustice? How does fueling hate, rhetoric, and division create bridges or invite real solutions? When those in power spread discord and hate, they stir people into a frenzy, and in that frenzy, reason is lost. Logic is twisted, and empathy and compassion vanished, replaced by fear and rage. Division has never healed the wound. It only makes the scars deeper. We must pause and create space to reassess our own accountability, our choices, our words, our interactions. We need to own them, hold ourselves responsible, and from that place, ignite self-love that naturally radiates outwardly, touching everyone in our world. That self-love and the love of life becomes the force that works for all, healing wounds, softening divisions, and opening the door to true, real solutions. True strength does not come from silencing others, but from listening, even when it is hard to do so. We can choose to rise above the noise. We can be the voice of calm in the storm of chaos. Every act of love, no matter how small, is a ripple that pushes us back against hate. Take stock of your inner dialogue. Where is it truly coming from? Is it rooted in trauma, fear, loss, a sense of unworthiness or anger? We must heal these wounds. We must find a way to release the inner pain and move forward in a light of illumination, wisdom, and self-love. For if we don't, we are inviting that hate to fester, to take over every single cell in our mind, heart, body, and soul, to contaminate everyone in its field, and to be a virus that is unstoppable, for which there is no cure. The cure is catching ourselves. Why do I feel so mad, so unhappy, so angry at the world, so angry at the politics? Why do I disagree so vehemently with the people on the other side? Now, if you sat down and taught common denominator, the roof of your head, food in your stomachs, concern of your children, and you looked at it from a basis of kindness, compassion, love, you would actually hear each other in a much different way. But when we come from somebody who's stirring it up, pitching us against each other, when we come from a place of anger, when we come from a place of discord, all we can do is see chaos, see pain, see anger, and then get hateful. You see, when we tend to our own hearts, we weaken that grip of hate. When we choose compassion over retaliation, we build bridges instead of walls. When we honor our shared humanity, we become the antidote for chaos. When we choose to hear one another, we really begin to feel, not just hear what we want to hear, dictate what we want to be said, but we start to feel a sense of resonance from each other, that maybe we're not so different. Maybe we're all struggling in this world, and we all need to kind of look at what is the root cause and how we can collectively come together to heal it. Now, so many people's anger is justified to a point. Farmers have been struggling. Education is struggling. Health is struggling. There are many people struggling. They're struggling for their own voice, their own identity. They're struggling against the constant rising of costs. They're struggling against feeling not heard and not seen. And when you've got a rhetoric from above and a platform like Mega that is all about anger and stirring up the wounds and stirring up the fear, stirring up the delusionment, stirring up the anxiety, what happens but violence? Violence in our tongue, violence in our actions, violence in our interactions, violence that kills. There are thousands of people that have died at the hand of guns this year. There have been so many mass shootings, and please look at the statistics yourself. They are done by white, right-handed people who think they're doing it in the name of God or think they're eliminating the problem. And what they realize is they're actually the problem because they're unwilling to hear the solution. They're unwilling to sit down and have a talk, get educated, be inquiring, see the facts. Because when you have the facts in hand, when you can see how it all works out, that actually having a dialogue about something, this is the problem, this is how I feel, this is what I'm up against. And then other people who may come from arenas that are skilled in those areas and go, okay, I see the problem. Perhaps if we try this, if we do that, we can make this happen. But what it is that you're wrong, and nothing is right. Think of that. You're wrong, nothing is right. Because you can't get to right when everybody is so wrong. There is a push against the elite. The elite not being the people who are the billionaires. There should be a push against them. But the people who are educated, that have dedicated their lives to knowledge, that have dedicated their lives in healthcare and science and e-commerce and in governing. Why can we not sit down with those people and ask them to speak in layman terms, in ways that we understand, where we feel that we're being addressed? Don't speak over us. That's been the problem with the Democratic Party. They've spoken over, not to. And when you take the hate out of the equation and the us of against them and sit down and say, hear me, we start putting the problems on the table, and collectively, with collective minds, we can start resolving them. Things don't get resolved in anger. Things don't get resolved in chaos. It's the order out of chaos where it gets resolved. Things don't get resolved with pitchforks or guns or killing people with your words. I don't condone assassinations of any kind, but Charlie Kirk, I'm not paraphrasing it, but said if a few people have to die at the hands of guns, so that others can carry arms, became his own victim. And for all the people that have been killed and assassinated and murdered by guns, by fundamentalists, by people who are angry, they don't know how to deal with that anger. All of these people, what do they have in common? Somebody behind them stirring them up into a frenzy and telling them that there's only one thing you can do with your hate, and that is to kill. Some people it's targeted killing, and some people it's just mass killing, because what they're trying to do is kill off the pain inside of them. You can't do that. You have to face the pain inside of you. You have to heal the pain inside of you. You have to take that journey of facing the pain, understanding why it's there, releasing it, and spending that time and loving yourself to heal. That is a journey of life. That is what we're all about. And if you're not willing to do that, then you will always be the victim. And a victim becomes vengeful, and a victim becomes hateful, and a victim becomes violent. Or a victim becomes more of a victim. But whichever way, it's negative. So if we have been victimized, we have to look at we are not what's happened to us. We are what we become because of it. And we have to choose a path of healing ourselves with self-love, with self-care, with self-empowerment, with strengthening our own inner world so we can live more harmoniously on the outer world. Those that shout the most or point the fingers and that blame someone else, and of course immediately that this assassination of Charlie Kirk, it was blamed on the other side, and immediately people started being violent to the other side, when all along the line it was one of their own. Violence does not work. It never has, and it never will. It just leaves corpses everywhere. It just kills industries. It kills any form of growth whatsoever. The only thing that grows are the people that are providing the arms. Think on that. The gun industry wants you to have that First Amendment of carrying guns because they make money out of it. They don't care who it kills. They have no conscience or moral compass. Me rights to carry a gun. Really? Does everybody need to have the kind of weaponry that is being used? This young man that killed Charlie, he killed it from 200 yards away, or 200 feet. He killed right in the vein, in the neck. That was a clear precision shot. Everybody thought he was military. No, but he comes from a mega family who love guns. Now you see, guns. Why does it make you feel so powerful to carry one? Why do you feel that you are more of by carrying a gun? Wouldn't using your words, wouldn't using your actions be so much more empowering than threatening somebody with a gun? Why do you feel so insecure that you have to carry a gun with you all the time? Or that you have to have so many guns? Or that you have to prove your identity with a gun? What does that say about you? Doesn't say anything about the victim that you shot or the people you would like to shoot. It says about the lacking inside of you. I have a saying, lackitude versus gratitude. When we dwell on what we lack, we feed the pain, the fear, and the sense of being less than. But when we choose gratitude, and no matter how small the blessing, we shift the energy. Gratitude nourishes hope, strengthens resilience, and reminds us of the abundance already present in our lives. What we feed will grow. Let it be gratitude and not lack. Life is about choice. If you do not like what's going on in America right now, or anywhere else in the world where there's discord, then you need to speak up. You need to stand up against it, not with hate, but with reason, not with violence, but with conversation. And if somebody is so wound up in the hate rhetoric, so wound up that they can't hear, that literally their veins on their necks are pulsating, they're not ready to hear. They need to calm down. They need the proverbial cold shower. Cool it, man. Cool it. Because you are threatening in the way that you are. And if all you can do is threaten and intimidate and discriminate, it is not us that's caused the problem. It's you. If you are threatened by people of different color, different race, different ethnicity, different sexuality, different economics, different education, if you are threatened by anybody that is different to you, the problem is not theirs, it's yours. If you feel so insecure and so threatened by people that are educated or come differently to anything else, it's you. Stop imposing your insecurities on everyone else. Do something about it. Why do you feel insecure? Why do you feel depowered? Why are you so threatened by everybody? What's causing it? Is it your environment that's stirring the shit up? Is it your politics? Is it your president? Is it all those righteous Christians who do not follow the word of God? That's white Christians that say that they are more superior and that they can eliminate other people that are not white Christians. That has never been the word of God. That's their interpretation, which they manipulated to suit them. If you're not outraged by what's going on right now, then you're not paying attention. If you are a part of what's going on right now, then you need to be shamed because you're a coward. This may have started with you feeling no one's listening to me. I'm struggling. I don't feel I have a voice. But instead of taking channels or coming together as a chorus to speak peacefully, invitingly, inspirationally, you decided to shout. And what do you shout about? It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. They did it. I have no responsibility for my actions. It's everybody else. No, it isn't. It's your accountability. It's your action. It's your choice. Now, we know that people will repeat patterns. We know that people will repeat programs. And very often people don't realize they're on that repetitive pattern, a program that's been put into their DNA or ancestral or environmental. But when we are aware, we care. When we care, we take action. But the one thing you can't be is unaware. So when you realize you've been carrying this anger, this bitterness, and this ignorance, and this arrogance, and this I don't give a shit about anybody else but me mentality, the mirror's back on you. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to heal? How are you going to change? How are you going to get educated on the subject? How are you going to make a difference in your life so you can make a difference in somebody else's? How are you going to do it? Put your pitchforks down, put your anger down, put your negative rhetoric down. Ask for help. You will find the other side very compassionate. We don't want discord. We don't want division. We know that strength and abundance comes in unity. As Forrest Gump said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And we're meant to be like a box of chocolates. We're not meant to be all one flavor. How boring. I think it was a movie called Gattaca It was a society where everybody had to be precisely the same. Even your desk was not allowed to be different. Everybody was sheeple. No independence, no independent thought, just being told what to do. That is what the oligarchs and the authoritarians want to tell you to do. They want to tell you who to worship, them, how to behave, worshipping them, and how to become their slaves and make them money. Because let me tell you something, folks. Everything you're bitching about, they've stirred up because they get richer by every bitch. Every time you are frothing at the mouth, condemning somebody else, this black person, that LGBT person, that Mexican, that Iranian, that this, that Democrat, they make money. Because while you're bitching about that, they're doing deals in the background. No president is ever meant to make money other than the salary he's given during presidency. This president has become a billionaire. The tariffs trickle down, gone to his friends. Farmers are closing down, shops are closing down. You're going to have a famine on your hands soon. And they got richer. So why they're putting a pitchfork in your hand and saying, go stab someone? Why don't you put it down and go, but why? Why should I? Why can't we have a dialogue? Why can't we have communication? Why can't we have compassion? Why can't we hear each other out? I teach Myers-Briggs' two true colors, the 4 key personality traits: analytical, inspirational, invigorating, and the builder, the steadfaster. When you know what your personality trait is, you know that is how you're interacting with people. But you also learn to identify other people's personality trait. And there's no point of me talking about compassion and love to somebody who is incredibly analytical and wants facts. What I have to show him is that when people step into compassion and love, this is more creative, this is more productive, and this benefits society better, because those are the facts that they're looking for. When we understand what other people are looking for, we can adjust our dialogue accordingly. And we could speak from our own identity, our own heart, but in a way they comprehend. Now we've just taken this barrier of lack of communication down. Just because somebody is not saying the same thing doesn't mean we're not saying the same thing. Slightly off topic, I will go on the diversion of people with autism, Down syndrome, anybody that has an issue. We've been able to communicate differently to what is considered the norm, which of course the norm is all hateful today, but the norm. We demand they come into our world, but how about we step into theirs? Because I promise you, if you do, you will see a world of wonderment. You will see that that world makes sense to them. So why do we demand they come into ours, which quite honestly is so dysfunctional right now? We've got to stop labeling people and start seeing people from their heart, their soul, their spirit, their very being. Forget about what package they come in, black, white, pink, yellow, polka dot. Forget about what background they come from. Who stands before you? Is it somebody that has a heart? Somebody with a soul searching, somebody with beautiful spirit? Can we embrace who they are and the character that they are? Or can we see somebody that is so helpful and hurtful in the hate and basically show them the mirror and ask them to be accountable for it? Because we all have to be accountable for our actions, folks. Every single one of us, every single one of us, every single one of us. I've done these type of talks over and over again, and I guess I will be doing them again. It breaks my heart for us to see how horribly cruel we are to each other. It breaks my heart that we're wasting the very essence of humanity on this perpetual cycle of discord and division and power and greed and opulence and poverty and pain. When are we going to start seeing things be more balanced? Why does somebody have to be a trillionaire, a billionaire? If you have the billions, it's your obligation to invest and provide seeds and opportunities for other people, not hoard it. Because I guarantee you, none of those people are happy. I promise you. They can't be happy because they're so scared somebody's going to come and take their power away from them, take their money away from them. So they just try and accumulate more and more money to feel more and more powerful because they're more and more lacking. They are the lackitude because their attitude is, I need more, I need more, I need more. Because they're empty on the inside. And when you're full on the inside, when your heart and spirit and soul is full, and you're living a meaningful, purposeful life with joy, you are abundant. And if you have an awful lot of money and you haven't found your abundance, I guess you're doing something wrong. Maybe sharing that money out and creating, igniting abundance in other people's lives will make you feel more enriched. So we have a long way to go. It's sad that we have a long way to go. But I think that it's turning. The military forces have openly said now that they will not serve a president who's pitching the military against its subjects. We have many things that judges are finally standing up for, judges that he hasn't appointed. We have his pedophilia, and when we look at it, the pedophilia of the people that he's put in place. Like goes to like. When you're a con man, when you are a pedophile, when you have no conscience, no moral compass, what are you going to do? You're going to have those people around you because that's your tribe. You couldn't have somebody that was an honest person. My God, no. They would embarrass you and you wouldn't listen to them anyway. So you need somebody that supports the con. You need somebody that has their own agenda in the con. The person who thinks this is a big heist. How much can we take the country for? I'm going to be all right, Jack. I can go off to an island somewhere. Every single one of these people will have to face accountability, every single one of them. And for all the Republicans that allow Trump to put votes through, like Project 25 and the big bloody bill, should be held accountable. You were cowards for not standing up for your constituents. You were cowards for not standing up for your people. You are cowards for not standing up against Trump. And you will be remembered for that. So the comeuppance is coming because we're all accountable for our actions. So would you not prefer your action to be one of kindness, consideration, compassion, collaboration, creativity? Would you not prefer to be on that side of exuberance, of ingenuity, inclusivity? Would you not prefer to be that path? Because I promise you, it's so much more productive. Everybody wins on that path. It's quite simple because everybody's seen, everybody's heard, everybody wins from the participation, the collaboration, and the equality of it all. Just because you haven't tried it doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it won't be successful. And the reason why it hasn't been tried, because the people with the power and the money do not want you to have the power and money because then you're not there to serve them anymore. So how about you serve yourself with first your conscience? Can you honestly look in the mirror eye to eye and say, I am not knowingly with my actions hurting someone else? Now, I can hear somebody who's heard this and say, but you're hurting me right now because I don't like what you're saying. Bravo for me reaching this long in the podcast. I'm not hurting you. If you're hurt by this, is that I've put the mirror on you and you've seen yourself for who you are. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to walk away from all of this anger, hate, division, just close it all down and say, I'm going to spend time on working on me. Instead of having the whole world to be accountable to me, I'm going to be accountable for myself. And I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to look at how did I get on this path? How did I become so hurtful, and hateful? How did I step into such anger and bitterness and vengeance? And then start looking at the people around you. Start looking at those who have influenced you. Start looking, turn the clock back to when did this start happening? I promise you, there's a wounded child in every single one of us because we don't take the child forward with us. We don't allow it to heal. We suppress it. It's time to unsuppress. It's time to look at it with compassion and love. Heal your child and let that child, in his beautiful innocence, walk with you. Doing something for someone else is so much more empowering than just being self-serving. I promise you. Listening to facts, documented, backed up facts. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't things that are manipulated for the greater agenda, but when we choose for open transparency and we look at the facts, and believe me, today you have got so many people out there looking, digging through the dirt to find out what the facts are, independent people. So there is no agenda other than to get to the truth, right? When we look at the facts and we go, okay, I'm being angry about this, that, etc., when I didn't need to be. I became hurtful, and hateful over my neighbor when I didn't need to be. I am pitching a fork at somebody else that I didn't need to be. That immigrants are not the cause of the pain in this country. What we're looking at right now, which is very evident, folks, is the white fake Christianity. And I say fake because it's not God-based. It's self-serving. Anytime you can say, I am white and I'm a Christian and everybody else could go to hell, is a white supremacist using Christianity as a cover. There's nothing godlike about them, because if you were truly a Christian and you truly believed in God, you would know we're here to treat everybody as equal. We're here to treat everybody as our neighbor. We are here to support each other. That's God's will. Whatever faith you're in, the fundamental isn't about division. It's about inclusion. It's about unity. It's about coming together. So when we tend to our own hearts, we weaken the grip of hate. When we choose compassion over retaliation, we build bridges instead of walls. And when we honor our shared humanity, we become the antidote, not the chaos. The path forward isn't found in louder arguments or deeper divides. It's found in each other, choosing to rise, to love, to lead with the quiet strength of understanding. This is how we heal, not just ourselves, but the world around us. And I don't know about you. I would like to see the world around us be much, much calmer, much happier, more peaceful, more coming together. I'm about to have a third grandchild come into the world. I want to know that this world that they're coming into is one of love, of compassion, that they stand a chance in the world. How we raise them will be very much who they are. So let's nurture their beautiful essence of who they are. Let's look at the gift that they are and not try and manipulate and dictate who they become. Let us give them the tools and the wisdom of knowledge to use to enhance the gift that they are, and not put them in a doctrine of control and conform and limitations. So, assassinating someone is never, ever going to resolve anything. Vengeance and pitchforking, as I refer to it, is never going to resolve anything. Nasty, vengeful talk or talk about obliterating somebody else, or just totally demeaning someone else because they're different to you, is never going to resolve anything. If you are unhappy, please do something about it. It's not somebody else's problem. Killing someone else, pulling someone else down, demeaning someone else, belittling someone else, destroying somebody else's life because you're miserable, it's not their fault. It lies within you. And if you are trapped in a situation where you are being made miserable by someone because of the way they're treating you, then leave. Then leave. But every single bit of your healing has to be done by you. There are many people that will help you. Every single one of these people behind on all these books and my entire shows here in Self-Discovery Wisdom are people that are here to help you in whatever walk of life you are making. They're here to give you the tools and the guidance and the support. You've got to walk it. You've got to apply it. Remember my motto, listen, learn, and apply. But they're here to help you. Not do it for you, but support you in doing it. You see, it's all about accountability. And we've all got to be accountable, whether we like it or not. Will there be more deaths in America? Yes. I've been saying for a long time that there will be. I mean, there's a civil war going on right now. There's a conscious rebellion going on right now with people standing up, with marches, with people pushing back. There is going to be a physical one, though. And I pray that the armed forces stand with the people against the violence, and stand with the people who want peace, the people who want equality, the people that want balance, against the people that just want to take their vengeance out on somebody with violence. I really do ask you to watch the movie Civil War. It is gut-wrenching. It's taken all from reporters, photographers photographing what's going on. It's taken in the third term of a president. But don't laugh it off. Don't say it can't happen, because the foot is on the pedal right now for that to happen. And we can de-escalate it before it gets there. You can de-escalate it. So, yes, I'm here in Canada. What happens to you over there happens to us over here in some form or other. But I don't care where you are in the world. Gaza, Ukraine, America, anywhere there is violence. I just want to see it stop. I want to see us grow up. I want to see us deal with our problems in a way that is just less violent, verbally, physically, emotionally. I just want us to please grow up. So here we go. Until next time, folks. I hope next week I'm not having to talk about another death, though at the rate things are going. I don't know, but I'll try and choose a lighter subject. But it's very, very difficult these days, because with a heavy heart, I look at what's happening and I pray to God we wake up, that we wake up from this shake-up, that we step up and we change it up and we grow up and we raise our consciousness to a higher level, and that we step into self-love and love of each other, kindness and consideration, and just stop with the violence, the violent talk, the violent action, the emotional violence, and just the sheer joy of it that we see many of them really step into. Peace to you all. Peace and love, compassion, consideration. From my heart to yours, may you have a beautiful, peaceful, loving week, and may we all rise up to our higher consciousness. Until next time, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Just go to the podcast tag at the top there and you will see all the many genres and all 3,000 shows ready for your listening. We are here to serve you, to help you on your journey of life, and we know that through inspiration it begets invitation. We are supported by you, the listeners, and those that we interview. Anything that you can spare us in donation would be greatly accepted, and we do hope that you enjoy the next show.